Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Wow, unbelievable. Says the Gemara. We learned, you know what? We could turn to Daf Ayin Amud Beis on the bottom just to read the first 3 lines of the Mishnah. It's kedai to see the Mishnah again. Kol hazvachim shenisarvu b'chatois hamesos. Oy b'shar haniskol. If you have afilu achas b'riboy, riboy means 10,000. One carbon in 10,000 bad animals. Bad meaning they all have to die. These are animals that killed human beings. 10,000 animals killed human beings, and you put one good animal between the 10,000. Yamusu kulan. That's the way you read it. That's not the way I explained it yesterday. I cheated and I told you the pshat of the Gemara. But if you just read it, kol hazvachim, you have a good carbon. Shenisarvu b'chatois hamesos. It got mixed in with the bad guys. The motorcycle guy that killed somebody. 10,000 of them. Yamusu kulan, they all have to die, says the Gemara. Now we go back to Ayin Aleph Amud Beis. Maya filu. What chiddush is that? You have 10,000 animals that must die, and one good guy that got mixed into the 10,000. Of course, that good guy is going to die. It's batal b'roiv. What was your havamina? What? You should let everybody off the hook because of one good guy? No. That's not the pshat. It's the exact reverse. You have 10,000 good guys, and one shar niskal, one shar that must die. Afilu echad b'riboy. Even if there's 10,000 good ones, yamusu kulan, like we saw in this video, which I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I cut it out. This part. One bad guy.
Dispatch, I've lost visual on the suspect. He's disappeared into the herd.
Yeah. So it's one bad and many good. That's the chiddush. All those guys have to die. I don't know how it would work. You take a shar in his skull, you make sure a shar kills a human being, and you throw him into the King Ranch, whatever it's called in Texas, and then 1 million cows have to go bye-bye. Interesting stuff. Says the Gemara, Tanina Chadazimna. Why do I need a whole Mishnah here in Zevachim? I learned the same halacha already in Mesechtes Tmura. It says in Tmura, Kol Asurim Ligabe Mizbeach. If you have an animal that's usher to the mizbeach, like haroiveya v'harnirva, an animal that did an act to a human being, or a human being did an act to him, bestiality, they are usher to the mizbeach. And if you put one of these riveya nirva in with another 1,000, all of them go 5. So we learned the halacha: one bad guy with many good guys, all the good guys must die. Rav Shimi said, you need both Mishnayos. Each, as long as there's one chiddush in a Mishnah, we're going to say it. Over there, it was an animal that was not appropriate for the Mizbeach. It was a Reveya or a Nirva. And I'll think, such an animal has the power to destroy all the good guys. But if the Isser is just for a private person named Eloi, I'll think maybe we weren't so machmir. You don't destroy all the animals. What?
If the animals were chulin, is that the...
No. The Isser is for a hedyot. The Isser, over there, the Isser is for a gavoya. If the Isser is for a hedyot, in our Mishnah, we're talking about at least the first case. The first case is a case of Isra Hana, Shara Niskal. You can't benefit from it at all. Aval Hani Emaloi, when you don't, in Mesechtes Tmura, we're not talking about Isra Hana. We're talking about a River Nirva. You're allowed to benefit from it. Tzrichi. Now, that's the Gemara, the Avi's question. What's the Avi's question? It also says that in our Mishnah. Don't forget, we had 2 cases in the Mishnah. So we go back to Ayin on base. The last line on the Amud. Nisarvu b'shor shenevda b'avera. Here, this is an isser, an animal that's not also b'hana, it's just nevda b'avera. It's also for the base hamikdash, for the mizbeach. Shehim is adam al pi echad v'chulu v'chulu. So, and over there, Rashi mentions, and I said it towards the end of this year, that Rashi says it's not 1 in 10,000, it's 1 and 1 on 1. Upon him, we already learned that halacha. Says Gemara, mikatani bekama. It doesn't say in our Mishnah, what's the ratio? 1 to 1,000, 1 to 10,000. Could one destroy 1,000? Could one destroy 2? How many could it destroy? It says kol shay. Hazam katani. Over there it says, so over here I would think maybe there's a concept of bittul with 100. You can battle 1 in 100. So that's why over there it says no, even 1 in 1,000. So then just say the Mishnah over there in Tamura. It gives you the amount, it tells you the halacha, it tells you even something that's not. So says the Gemara, the context richalei. Our Mishnah has a chiddush that we don't have over there. Okay, 1 animal can destroy 1,000 animals. But now what do you do? So by us, it tells us to yirachi stav. You send it to Kevis land, you wait for it to become a balmum, you sell it, and then you buy korbanos with it. Says the Gemara, but wait a minute, there's a third Mishnah. The hedyot namitanale. So we're going to have like this, just to make a little bit of a seder. It's not that difficult. Our Mishnah, the Gemara says, is talking about a hedyot. A hedyot that a carbon got mixed into the whole mix. In Tamura, we're talking about for the mizbeach, but also a carbon got mixed in to something that's aser ligavaya. By us, it's something that's aser to hedyot, got mixed in a carbon. Something that's Tamura is Gavaya, a carbon. And this is Avodah Zarah, is talking about a hedyot, and it got mixed in with chulin. That's the whole thing here. The hedyot namitan alei. What does it say in Avodah Zarah? 1 line. Ve'elu asurim va'isrim v'chalshim. These are things that are so chomer. They're very, very severe. It's Avodah Zarah and Yain Nesach. That they themselves are asur, and they could make everything else around them asur, even 1 drop in 1,000. 1 little thing, 1 cup of yain nesach will make 1,000 barrels asur. The same thing with Avodah Zarah. 1 cup of Avodah Zarah will make everything, or 1 Avodah Zarah, 1 animal of Avodah Zarah will make everything Avodah Zarah. So you see that something that's also b'hana, yain nesach is also b'hana. It could destroy all amounts. Says Gemara, tzrichi. I need Avodah Zarah also. Lima awesome. Huh? Oh, sorry. So that, we already have a Mishnah of Avodah Zarah that tells us that a small amount of Isser, Hana, can destroy a lot. There's no bittul. 1 in 100 is not enough. 1 in 200 is not enough. Says the Gemara tzrichi. Will be machmer on an individual, on a private citizen. Why? Because he could take it. But when it comes to the Beis Hamikdash, maybe you shouldn't destroy. They have a whole pen of animals, and you're going to throw in 1 not good animal, 1 Isra animal. You're going to ruin all the Beis Hamikdash's animals. Maybe for the Beis Hamikdash, for the Rebbeinu Shalom, we shouldn't destroy everything. Maybe you should do a pidyon, be paida, do the whole thing. Buy new animals from the money. And if it just says over here, because over here we're talking about kachim, the mice. When it goes to Rebbeinu Shalom, we're talking about korbanos. Has to go to the Rebbeinu. It's disgusting. You don't want to bring to the mizbeach something that has a chashash that maybe you bring Avodah Zarah, you bring out a reven, a nirvan to the Beis Hamikdash. Chas v'shalom. Aval chulin delay mais ema isur ana libatel beruba. Maybe by Avodah Zarah. So the shtickle yain nesach. The cleaning lady touched the wine. Okay, so now I'm going to throw out the two cases of wine. There's no. So you'll drink it for kiddush. What's the end of the story? We're running out of time. We're going to miss chakras here. Oh, so I think if by Avodah Zarah, a little Avodah Zarah wine got mixed in with all your other wine, it's not disgusting. There's an Israel there. So maybe I should use the typical bittul baroiv. Bittul B'Roiv. What does Bittul B'Roiv mean? As the Gemara v'nebatlu beruba. There's a concept in the Torah that the Torah says achri rabim lahatos. You always lean towards the majority. So if you have 51%, you have a little bit. You have the majority. So you say it's okay. So typically speaking, if you have 51% of good versus non-good, kosher, not kosher, you can do a bittul b'roiv. How come over here, when we have one chatos that must die, one, and it goes into a ranch of 10,000 animals, you cannot feed those 10,000 animals. They all have to go five. Why? Why don't we just use the typical bittul b'roiv? So, diamonds, golden vessels, Sifrei Torah is called S. Don't ask me why. That's what it's called. S. S means the only way to sell it is individually. Kol is sometimes yes, sometimes not. You hear the thunder. Sometimes yes is great for Eretz Yisrael. Sometimes yes, sometimes not. So kol means sometimes they sell it individually, sometimes not. Let's see this first before we see why. Why not? See the video before anything.
Okay, so
there's a leopard. He's selling a leopard.
So that will
in
be
this
$1
store
million,
over there. There's lions,
please.
leopards,
Payable by check or Bitcoin.
And over here it's kol.
So
Kol
I
means
will
sometimes
sell
you sell
10 sheep for $100 and throw in an extra one.
Thank you, sir.
Says the Gemara, v'nevatlu beruba. So here it goes. Now that we have this whole thing, we have S and we have kol. What's S, Rabbi say? It's something that's only sold individually. What's kol? Kol is something that's sold individually, but also sometimes, once in a while, we do a whole truckload. You're going to tell me, you know why this one animal that happens to be a animal that you have to kill. It killed a human being. It's also bahana. It went into a whole pen of 10,000. They all go five. You know why? Because you cannot get rid of it. It cannot be bottled. It can't. How do you say bottle in English? It can't be nullified in any amount. You know why? Because it's chashuv. It's something that you sell by itself. Says the Gemara, on Amud Beis, we're going to see the machlokes, Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. This is according to Rish Lakish that says kol, meaning that sometimes you sell like this, sometimes you sell like that. So mela, an animal, is sometimes you sell like this and sometimes you sell like that. It cannot be bottled. Kol means anytime some human beings sell it individually, so it can't be bottled, it can't be nullified. Therefore, in our mission, it can't be nullified. 1 in 10,000 can't be nullified. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, who says that the only thing that doesn't become nullified is if it's an item that you never sell together with other items. That's not an animal. An animal, you can't say that about an animal. There are people who buy 10 at a time, truckloads at a time. Yes, sometimes they sell it individually, but not always. In Memela, it should be able to be nullified. So the question in our sugi is, how come it's not nullified? How come when you have an animal who killed another human being, it's a shar on his skull and it goes into a pen of 10,000? Why do we say it's not? It should be bottled, right? This nan, it says, Somebody goes in there at night. Oh, here it is. Tilton, otherwise known as chilba. Okay? Fenugreek. A lot of Sephardim eat this on Shabbos. Not like this. They make a whole thing out of it. Chilba. Shel kilei hakerem. What's kilei hakerem? Take a look at the new kilei hakerem. I like this. Kilei hakerem means that if in the vineyard, the Torah says you shouldn't plant seeds of wheat, but it also includes, according to a lot of Tanaim, it also includes all vegetables. So if you're doing it in proximity to the vineyard, to the vines, so this wheat is aser. Aser ba'ana. So it says like this. If you also planted tilton, shekilei hakerem, what do? You must burn it. Ayin beis on the top. Nisarvu ba'achirim. Ba'achirim, Taisus takes out the achirim ba'achirim. In other words, if this package that must be burnt got mixed in with other packages, you must burn it all. If you have 200 packages of this tilton, this chilba, that is kosher, and one non-kosher, one klei kerem, that's also banned, it got mixed in, 200 will nullify it. Now, where do we get the number 200? Why 200? It's a phenomenal Rashi here. Look what Rashi says. You can't believe it. It says, Zui aliyas arla uklei kerem. This is 1 and 200 is for arla and klei kerem. The truma oila bechel mimea. You know, when truma gets mixed in with other chulin stuff, it gets nullified 1. The ratio is 1 into 100. Says Rashi, you're not going to believe this. V'kivin shekof ala se'iser. Arla is double as severe as Arla, so it gets double the amount. Shisur Isar, no. It's more than just the Isser. You're not even benefit from it. So since you're not allowed to benefit from it, it's double the Isser. Double the Isser. You take 100 times 2 equals 200. It's 1 and 200 to nullify it, says Rashi. Unbelievable. Weiter. Shahoyer Meir Oimer Kol. Here you see that word Kol Shadarki Limonis Mekadesh. Everybody besides David Hauchzer. What does kol mean? Kol means any item that sometimes you sell it individually. Sometimes you sell it by the box, by the dozen, but sometimes you sell it individually. That's enough that you shouldn't be able to nullify it like Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir says there's no nullification here. There's no bittul. You got to burn it all. Mikadosh means it makes it awesome. Say Chachamim, no. There's only 6 items that are so chashuv that you cannot nullify them. Rabbi Kiva Omer Shiva, just to show you this Rashi, what Rashi says, Elo Shisha Dvarim Belvad, Heim Shemekachin is Kolam Esarimem. There's only why? Says Rashi, there's 3 conditions. Mitech Shem Gdoilim, to have a certain size. Udemeim Yekarim, they're super expensive. V'chashuvim b'minam, and in its category they're chashuv. Rebbe Akiva Omer Shiva, Ve'elohein, a goizi perach. What's a goiz perach?
What is this remarkable item? These are pelek nuts, and they are named so because of their unparalleled crispiness.
I must insist I need 5 kilograms of these walnuts immediately.
I apologize, sir. These exquisite walnuts are sold exclusively one by one.
Wow.
That's every one of our videos finishes like that. You have these pomegranates from Badan, a place called Badan. They're sold one at a time. You have barrels, and we're talking about Arlo, yeah. So you have a barrel of Arlo wine in it, and it's sealed, 2 seals, 1 seal, whatever it is, sealed, and it got mixed in with another 100. You got to get rid of all of them. And the stalks of beets here we have chilfei trodin, the kilchei krov, and some sort of the stalks of a cabbage of a special place, udlas yivanis, and a gourd from Greece. Unbelievable. Kiva Moisef, Afikikar Shal Balabayis, a sourdough mamish, like, really chashuv. Haroy la arla. So this is just a nice riddle. From this whole list, which of these items could be arla? Look at the list. You have a goizi pera. Let's do it together. Goizi pera. Could walnuts become arla? Yes, they grow on a tree. Rimonim, arla? Yes. Chaviyos tumois, barrels? Yes. Chilfei trodin? No, because it's beets. It grows on the ground. Kilchei kruv? No. Glasivanis? No. So if the problem is arla, so arla ruins it. Haroy lekilei hakerem, something that is planted next to the vineyards, klei hakerem. So let's do it again. A goizi perach. Could it be klei hakerem for a goizi perach? No, because trees are not part of the isser to plant next to the vineyard. V'rimonim badam? No. Chaviyos tumois? Yes, because these are the grapes that grow in the vineyard. V'chilvei trodin? Beets? Yes, could be. Kilchei kruv? Yes. Lazivanis? Yes. So anything that's kilei hakerem has the isser of, and what about a bread? Also, it's wheat. That's the main one. Nobody argues on bread. Vidmar law, and finally, Rebbe Omar es shedarkoi limona shenino. Only something that something that's only sold individually. It doesn't have to be always, as long as sometimes you sell it individually, it's not something that you can nullify and be mevatel. Ask the Gemara the question, our Mishnah makes a lot of sense. The reason why this animal can't be nullified is because sometimes you sell it by itself, sometimes you don't. But, I didn't show you Arla. Let me show you Arla. I got to show you Arla. Beautiful new video for Arla. Rabbi say, check this out. From one seed, you plant a tree and it grows. That's year one. The halacha is you have to let it sit and rot. Okay, you don't touch the fruit. Year two, same thing. Year three. Now, in the fourth year, it's called Neter Revai. It has the same halacha as Meiser Sheni. And if you want, you can redeem it to money and take it to Yerushalayim and buy stuff there. Just like, So he goes and he buys. He doesn't have to buy apples. He can buy any food.
Would you like to taste Neter Revai?
No thanks. I had some already from someone else down the block.
So says the Gemara, according to Rabbi Yochanan, what do we do? Why is it not nullified? According to Rabbi Yochanan, an animal is something that could be nullified. According to Rish Lakish, not. Omar Papa Aitana Tana the Litra. It's the Tana of Litra Ktiosu the Omar Rabbi Sai. Have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.